Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harach HaKodash. Alright, the bonus to the apostles, nails like millstone who rule well, and taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings spent to you, hopefully elect out there, pushing out this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. Alright, Shalom. This is going to be a remake of the video I did a couple days ago, which Esau was messing with the video, so you couldn't hear the sound at all. Alright, but going back to the actual recording, you could hear me speaking. But on YouTube, Esau be messing with it because he's so butthurt over this truth. But nevertheless, this is a video going to the dream I had. Slakia. But this is going back to the dream I had about that spiritual power, which I really don't be having visions, man. The last vision I had prior to that would be when I first came into this thing. And that was in my lot. There'd be Akim that don't have the lot to see to have visions or see chariots. Just go to show you that they have strong faith, man. Although they don't see these things, man. Hey, because they still believe, although they didn't see them. It's just talk about how. Actually, I'm gonna get it out. Going into the precept about hope. If I can find it. So lock it, bro, with me. Alright, Romans the 8th chapter, verse 24. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? It just goes to show you that Akim that don't have the lot to see visions or see chariots, their faith is pretty big, man. But anyways, this is the book of Joel, or Joel, the 2nd chapter, verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Which when it talks about daughters prophesying, I ain't talking about going out to the highways and hedges to teach. Alright? So we're just talking about in the book of 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Or the 2nd book of Timothy. I suffer not a woman to teach. Alright, neither to usurp authority over the man. Alright, a woman is supposed to be a weaker vessel. That's how she was commanded. The woman is for the man, not the other way around. So the woman's gotta be quiet the whole time. So when it talks about daughters prophesying, it's talking about having a dream. Having a dream and talking about it, man. Also when it goes into a woman being a prophetess, it's not talking about she's an actual, prophet ordained from the Lord. No, man, because the Lord ain't dealing with women, man. Oh, unto you, woman, I call. Alright, so the Lord's only dealing with men. When it goes into the prophetess, it's talking about the wife of a prophet. Alright, one that also has dreams. But anyways, your old man shall dream dreams, your young man shall see visions. And I had a beautiful dream about that spiritual power, man. Alright, so verse 29, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. So it's not gonna be only the Israelites that are gonna see visions, man. But it's also gonna be the heathens, right? The other nations. Or you got a bunch of Edomites that be having dreams about the destruction of America. You had this one Ishmaelite, if I'm not mistaken, a woman who said that and she was sobbing because she says that she saw a so-called black man come down from the heavens. All right, talking about Yahushai, because Yahushai is a so-called black man. But anyways, going on to the dream. It was the casual dream until the end. And towards the end of the dream, I was headed to the park, and I was in the same neighborhood I'm from, but the neighborhood of my dream was more futuristic and more modernized. Right now in real life, it's pretty ghetto. All right, because that's how Esau got us living. That's how Esau got Jake living. The ghetto. But anyways, I was at the park, so lucky for my stuttering. I was sitting at a bench with the girl I never spoke to, but I recognize her, from my school. And my neighbor was there, and my little sister for some reason. I'm not sure why, but, dreams are weird, ultimately. But anyways, we was at a bench, sitting down and just talking about our lives and whatnot, talking about our day. And the night, so like the sky was getting darker, right? You can see the horizon in the background, and then it got dark to the point where you could see planes more easily. And there was a big old vehicle, a spacecraft, Slovakia, a big old vehicle in the air that appeared to be a chariot. That was my first thought. It's a chariot because it was so gigantic and it had a bunch of lights, but it wasn't a chariot, because it swooped down from the northwest over us, turned around to the east, and was facing us. And I was looking at it the whole time, and it was a fucking helicopter, man. A freaking helicopter, looking like a Lego helicopter. You could see the cockpit. You could see various compartments. It was like a blocky type of helicopter, looking like an apartment complex, if you will, a floating apartment complex with propellers, and it had a bunch of lights, all right, and a big old spotlight at the very tip of the helicopter, and you could see the man in the cockpit. And ultimately, I knew they were here for me, because they were just standing there. It's like they were just levitating, hovering to the east of us and facing us the whole time. And so I told the people that were with me, all right, to hide, and we all hid behind the bench. And he kind of the helicopter kind of hovered higher and turned on the lights and was looking for us. And I knew that they were gonna catch us eventually. So I told them to run to the alley, and so we do. And this type of dream, the neighborhood I'm from, this time it had about like four-story apartments, all right, and there was a parking lot underneath the apartments, which that's not a part of the actual neighborhood, but in my dream it was. And so me and my neighbor were in the parking lot while the girls go on top, hiding behind a little roof, next to the doorway up the stairs. And then you could hear noises, grunts, and I was to the left and my neighbor was to the right. And next thing you know, you had like a Terminator type of robot coming up to me. And Esau be really using them robots, man. Alright, because a couple of weeks ago or a couple months ago in the city I'm from, we had a stand up between the SWAT team and a wanted man, and they brought out a robot. Alright, not only that, but Esau be coming up with some weird shit these times, man. With Amika the robot, a realistic like robot with realistic facial motions, and if you've seen those videos, Esau's not playing around. All right, recently you had him unleash the dogs, all right, the hounds, to start attacking on people. So just imagine when he actually brings out robots, man. Especially for that war for that war that the Lord's been brewing up. Because the Lord be the one doing that, man. Ultimately, the scripture talk about in Isaiah the 13th chapter. The Lord of hosts mustereth the armies, roughly paraphrasing on those lines. But anyways, digressing back to the matter at hand, I managed to knock out the Terminator-like robot because, Esau's technology be malfunctioning all the time. Even the phone, even the iPhone 12 has its disadvantages, man. All right, its cons. It's bad qualities and whatnot. But anyways, after I take down that robot, you hear people talking, all right, like on the comms, and it was the ground team coming in from the left and the right. And so in a hurry, in a scuffle, I take my sister, and I run across the alley onto another building complex, go up the stairs of that one, try and open the door, breaking into it, and there's a big old window without a curtain, so you can see right inside the house or the apartment's locked. So I'm trying to break into that door and the window at the same time, but they're both jammed, they're both stuck. So then you got Esau's team from behind me. They're sweeping up the whole alley, and to this point, I don't even know what happened to the girl from my school, my neighbor, but Esau was sweeping in the whole alley, coming up the staircase, And I was so stressed out trying to protect my sister. And then not only that, but you got Esau sending another ground team to the front, breaking in, infiltrating the building I was trying to break into. I haven't even broken into it yet, but they broke into it first. Alright, so they start aiming on their sights and sweeping the rooms, looking for me. But I was right in front of them. Alright, and I was so stressed out, and I was hurting my collarbone trying to break in the window with my own head. But it seemed bulletproof, like a bulletproof window. And I was just so vexed. And that's when it was heavy, man, because I was thinking about the scriptures at that time in the dream. And I was getting so pissed off, stressed out, so angry like I never was before. Like I can't even explain it, but then I started getting pissed off and energized. I let my sister go. And at that point, I just let loose, feeling empowered. And I started levitating a little bit. And since the door and the window wouldn't open, they wouldn't bust, I made my own opening. So with that spiritual power, I broke the window. So like I broke the wall itself. So I made my own opening. And, I just went straight for the Edomite, the first Edomite in front of me with my fist, and I knocked him out. Then I got him and swung him up. And I was just tearing them out, man. And all I saw was fire in the background, because they were shooting guns at me, but they couldn't do anything, man. I was invincible in the dream. All you see is blood being smeared upon the walls. So that's a spiritual power. And I was flying with super strength, and I was invincible, man. Alright, so that's why I was really thankful to Allah Yahweh Shemel Shai, because I really don't have visions, man. But I did have it a couple days ago. But anyways, I had to start with the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, verse 15. And he had power, and who's that he? Alright, these elites, man. Alright, the Edomite nation, starting off with these elites. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which life meaning to revive. The image, which is a system. Anytime I know Caesar Borgia. Alright, it's talking about the system. Alright, such as the Senate, the so-called pure democracy and whatnot. The medical system. Hey, so basically the whole system itself of the beast, which is the Roman Empire. Alright, aforetime it was the ancient pagan Roman Empire. Now the modern beast would be NATO and the EU. A conglomerate of Edomite nations. Hence the term red dragon of the scriptures, Salaki, as you read in the book of Revelation. So that the image, the system of the Roman Empire, alright, the image of the beast, which is the system of the Roman Empire, should both speak and cause that as many would not worship, which means not to comply. Alright, because what Esau be doing is not only did he revive the system from back then, because America follows in the same footsteps along with the other ancient kingdoms that went off and got destroyed at the end. Because it follows the same customs, but also because it follows the same guidelines and footsteps as the Roman Empire aforetime, back in the ancient world. So not only did he revive the system, but he furthered it by way of a so like at the NWO, the New World Order. And you got a bunch of rappers talking about that, but ultimately these people don't even know what that is. Alright, they only got a hint, but we know, man. Alright, Esau be trying to come up with the digital awe to enslave all nations, man. Alright, that's his whole plan. That's his whole agenda. To take us out, as he does it. Because he has a perpetual hatred upon Jacob, man. But anyways, and because as many would not comply, would not worship the image, which means not comply with the system of the beast, which is that Roman Empire, should be killed. Alright, because ultimately he's going to start looking for us, and he's going to label us as extremists. When Judas betrayed Yahweh Shai and took him up to the high priestess place, and people were bearing false witness and conspiring against Yahweh Shai, did they find any fault in Yahweh Shai? No. But then you had that one witness who used Yahweh Shai's words out of context and got him killed like that, saying he said they would destroy the temple, which he wasn't talking about the actual temple, man. He was talking about himself, man. I wish I was talking about himself, because he said that he should be raised up in the third day. You know? So, I kind of got a brain for it. Slacky, I remember now. So, Esau is gonna, or basically anybody that hates this truth, all right, that hates us, they're gonna start conspiring against us, but they won't fight any fault. So what they're gonna do is label us as extremists, and they've been doing that, man. They've been doing that for years now. Or like 2021 when that Capitol riot happened, you know, the Esau was talking about them Edomites that took over the Capitol. No, man, it was really referring to us. That was really a cover-up story, man. All right, because whenever you hear the term extremism, domestic extremism, meaning, you know, terrorism within the American borders, they're talking about us, man. Hey, because here it is, we're in their country talking about how America will fall down, man. So just how crazy is that? You know, so they're gonna label us as extremists, and they're gonna put definitions to where an extremist has to be put out with capital judgment. So like a capital punishment. Hey, so they're gonna be looking for us, man. All right, because we're not gonna be with the system. And that's why Akim finna be martyred up as well. Verse 16, and he calleth all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. All right, bond meaning prisoners for all those that don't know. It ain't talking about no sex trafficking. It's talking about prisoners, man. Prisoners. To receive a Marcus Aurelius in their right hand or in their foreheads, which it don't necessarily mean an actual right hand. It could be both hands. You know, it's like any hand, whether right or left. All right. Or they got that Neuralink, you know, hence the forehead. But anyways, I don't wanna, you know, go deep into that lest Esau takes on this video. After all, this is a video going into the dream I had. But next, I want to get out the book of John, the 15th chapter, verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. And who is our Lord? Yahushai. Right, we're that servant, Lord, what were those men? If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. Because we're walking in the same footsteps as Yahushai. We're living his life right now, man. So just like they persecuted him, they're going to persecute some of us Akim. You know, and it could be to a certain point where, scenario-wise, that Lord would make one of his men about to get put to death, but at the latter, you know, you're gonna be invincible. You're gonna break out of your death, and you're gonna take down those Edomites, man. So if they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will also keep yours also. So, but all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake. And that's why GMS expounds on the point that people hate them, all right? GMS is the one you can't people talk about, you know? Because they know not him that sent me. And that's crazy because the Lord's the one that built this earth, you know? Yet no one knows him. People out here just doing whatever the fuck they want to do with their philosophies, man. Which will get them killed. But anyways, the book of Isaiah, the 59th chapter, verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy, and who's the enemy? Esau, because the word enemy means adversary, and Esau's an adversary. He has a perpetual hatred upon our people, man. All right, he hates us, man. So we hate you too. All right, we hate you too, damn devils. And the kingdom, you know, no mercy. All right, just like you showed us no mercy. The scriptures even talk about that. All right, showing no mercy unto those that showed us no mercy. So when the enemy shall come in like a flood, talking about these armies that Esau's going to start sending forth into the Akim, you know, to capture them. And just like in the dream, they came in like a flood. All right, you got two ground teams come up, one from behind me and one from the front. So when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. All right, so that word standard goes back to the Hebrew word nawas, if I'm not mistaken, which basically means to flee. All right, to flee, to escape. And we're going to escape by way of that spiritual power. And because I can be having those dreams about them being beaten down by Esau, Edom, and they have no might, they can't get up, they can't escape. All right, they're being beaten down on the ground with all that full force. But then the Lord puts that power in them flips a switch, and then boom, they freaking break out and they start, wreaking havoc, man. That's how it's gonna be. All right. So when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, shall lift up a standard against them. That's spiritual power, which ultimately these scriptures are a form of spiritual power. Salakia. These scriptures are a form of spiritual power because we understand them. Salakia, let me rephrase that. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is a form of spiritual powers. All right, because through that we understand these scriptures. So Salakia about that. But this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that was given unto us is a form of spiritual power. But ultimately, we're gonna be ultimately unleashed with that full power. Lord will those men in those times to come. So the book of Isaiah, the 41st chapter, if I'm not mistaken, verse 14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and we're likened unto insects, and right to the side of the heavenly Father. So fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Hey, so the Lord's on our side, man. The scriptures talk about how if the Lord be for us, who shall be against us? Because the Lord is for us, man. All right, He's with us. We inherited Him, and we're also His inheritance. Verse 15, behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, which instrument is a synonymous word for the word weapon, because instruments of war are weapons, having teeth, which, if I'm not mistaken, the word teeth means strength or power. I believe strength in this case. Thou shalt thresh the mountains, which those mountains being the government. All right, because we can't do shit right now, All we can do is just be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, and turn the other cheek, But very soon the Lord flips that switch. We're gonna wreak havoc on you damn devils, man, on you damn crackers, and I can be meditating terror upon you, man. So just imagine when the Lord gives them that power to do so. Hey, they're gonna literally, recreate what they be thinking, So thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. And just like separating the wheat from the chaff goes flying away. All right, you say bye-bye to that. All right, you're never going to see it anymore after the wind takes it away. Because chaff is ordained to be worthless. That's how you governments are, all right? You heathens are. You guys are fucking nothing, man. And excuse my French. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. Or we're going to rejoice in that day, man. Just imagine when the Lord flips that switch, man. How great would that be? I'm going to be praising Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai greatly, man. Hey, because we're going to be on another level, man. But lastly, I like to get out the book of Jeremiah, the 16th chapter, verse 16. Another upper precept to that would be, behold, I will send for many fishers. And the Lord did send many fishers. Fishers meaning people out there that teach on the highways and hedges, preaching out this gospel and receiving many fruit, which are likened in the fish, if you will, Hey, because just like fishing, you get a certain amount of fish. Teaching, you get a certain amount of believers. Saith the Lord, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters. And ain't talking about no two distinct groups. It's gonna be the same people. The same fishers are gonna be turned to hunters. All right, because if the men of the Lord are already fishers, the Lord ain't gonna bring no 2/3 into the thing out of the blue, and have them be hunters. Hell no. The men of the Lord are gonna be hunters, because that's whom the Lord is dealing with. All right, the elect, the men of the Lord primarily. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain. And we're going to hunt you devils, man. All right, even Jake, man. All right, even Jake. Because we're just talking about, thou shalt begin in my sanctuary, in Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. Because you Jake out there, man. You guys deserve a judgment as well. Mean mugging the men of the Lord is going to get you killed, man. All right, so you same people out there that have been doing some wicked ass things against the men of the Lord. Hey, you guys are that judgment incoming. Whether that be by famine, that war, the missiles, or you getting smoked by the prophet whom you scolded at, man. You mean mug that. and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, out of the holes of the rocks, man. Hey, you crackers are gonna hide in your damn bunkers. Even you heathens out there, man. You rich heathens that are joined hand in hand with this damn devil. That you guys hide in the bunkers in America. Hey, it'll be your tomb. All right, so just be thankful that you get an actual good tomb, unlike the rest of you low-level Edomites, just being left out there on the surface of the earth, you know. But anyways, we're gonna get on you crackers, man, with that spiritual power. Just imagine, you know, having that super speed. You know, the Esau be shooting. Slacking for my stuttering. Esau be shooting out with their weapons, you know, wasting out all their ammo trying to shoot me, but I'm just running back and forth all around them with that spiritual power, you know, with that super speed, and they run out of all their ammo. Well, then they're gonna start reloading, and they're gonna be scared, man. But with that super speed, I'm gonna, you know, who knows what I'm gonna do, you know, punch you in the gut, and then when I stop running, you know, you guys gonna go flying everywhere. You know, because my perception would be in slow-mo. Everything would be slow-mo, my perception, as I run fast. But as I stop, everything will return back to normal, and you guys will be flying all around, man. You know? Or it could be that I can get that super speed, and they start leaping, and they just be making holes in the ground. All right, they hit the asphalt, and it forms a little explosion. You know, I can be throwing cars at you damn crackers, man. Or I can be throwing buildings at you. We'll go full Magneto and throw a plot of land upon you crackers, man, just like Omni-Man did. When he destroyed when he annihilated the whole planet that was trying to take over the earth. You be trying to take over the whole earth, man. All right, so you crackers got a judgment incoming, man. And with that being said, I hope this video was edifying, you know, and I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father. And it's only begun Son Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash, Salaki. The bonus to the apostles, Melos, Agri, Millstone, who rule well, and taught us this 100% truth, and Shalom.